Welcome back. NCRP Productions presents Dishonored by Modifius Games. Game mastered by Michael and played by Ty, Pedro, and myself. On with the show.
Alrighty. Well, let's just make it more official then. Welcome again to another session of Dishonored. The Oil Trail, Session 2, Part 3 at this point. War Within a Breath. With that, I'm going to have everyone go around robin, introduce your characters again, and we'll start with Pedro.
Yep, this is Pedro. I'm playing Norton Elton Smith, the once blacksmith, but now revolutionary and demolitions expert.
This is Barry. I'm playing Desmond Aquila, and I am an explorer.
This is Ty. I'm running Angus Fowlin, who no one seems to ever remember the name of, but he's here and he's having a good time.
Angus, not Agnes, we know.
Whatever you say, sweetie. Anyway. and I'm Michael. I'm the one who's running this madhouse. So, let's. So I was saying, it's like so. As with the last session, we were starting into the casing of the granaries.
Yes.
So shipments, it depends on where exactly the shipments are coming. Some of them are coming from the docks. Some of them are coming from further inland. Majority more further inland simply because of, not necessarily locale, but it's that's where, the farms are. This is mostly the big cities and stuff. There's not many gardens or anything around here, especially to feed, like, the population. Bigger, more exotic shipments are usually coming in down the river.
All right, yeah. So we just, because I like the idea that Desmond had about trying to divert a shipment over to us. Did Marika? No, we never asked about where she actually gets her grain. If she probably just buys it, I guess would be the most common thing. But I mean, now that well, no, it's transporting it. Transporting it underground is probably not going to be very effective. Yeah, I mean, we could. This is tough. I mean, I guess we should look at how heavily guarded the place is. I'm guessing since it's food, it's probably.
If I recall from the last session, you guys were going for one of the ones on the outskirts.
Yes.
Yeah, we kind of, as far as I remember, we took a walk around the district.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you guys did determine that it's not, now that the sewers have been cleared of the dead eels, it's possible that maybe you can go through the underground tunnel networks and make the theft that way. But then again, you've also tried to figure out a path through town. It's just a matter of moving how much product you're going to try to be moving through that method.
What? So going through the streets, what kind of transportation vehicles are there? Like, are goods being transported just by, like, horse and buggy? Like,
horse and buggy is starting to sort of fade out of use. It's still a thing, but a lot more of these technologies, thanks to the whale oil, are starting to pop up. New horseless carriages are basically being developed and being refined.
Really? Like they're actually in play?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But there's not what's the way I'm going to put it? They're not highly advanced yet. It's still like room area technology. Usually it's the aristocrats that have these sorts of things. But there are a few other things, like more especially things using the guards and stuff. Some are actually starting to use more motorized vehicles.
Model T. I guess what Model W, because it's oil.
So we could. So one route is we could just hijack a shipment if we were able to. Yeah, I mean, well. I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, do what's for the cause. Yeah. So I mean,
we could hijack a shipment Robin Hood style.
Yeah.
We could try and figure out a way to divert a shipment. I don't think that's going to work as easy.
so for that, I mean, we would essentially just have to get in there, change the ledger,
Yes.
and then get it shipped over
Yes.
to us.
And if only someone could turn it into a rat.
If only somebody could actually
Waiting on you, outsider.
You get
actually turn into a rat, not just squeak. You know what? If only
Squeak,
Jim
squeak.
was here, he could help. He'd know what to do. So yeah. Well, I mean, like, so which? I mean, does that just any of us have any larceny experience? Because not me. I mean,
Not I.
yeah.
No, not even remotely.
I mean, well, so we could also try to hire or enlist some of the Hatters. I mean, I'm guessing maybe there must be somebody within the Hatter organization.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Everyone make sure you spend add a void point.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Maximum, I think, for everyone right now is 3 void points.
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah, we could try and hire a Hatter with a little bit more larceny on their docket, but that's also leaving something like this to an outside.
Do we know if the grains are coming in via like sacks of grain, or is a big giant trough that gets poured into a grain silo?
It's mostly large sacks of grain at this point. There's still certain things with the growing industry that could change in the near future, but we're not quite there yet.
So if we were going to steal it, we are stealing bag upon bag.
Yeah.
And just making a train of it
And I
through
mean,
the underground. I like that.
Doesn't seem.
So again, the woman that we are stealing it for is a Hatter
like higher up.
higher up.
Yeah.
Okay. So
What's the distance that we need to travel, roughly?
Well, if you're going
Like
on
miles, right?
Yeah, miles.
Yeah.
That's a very good question. So let me let me pull up the map here real fast.
So maybe, I
And
mean,
I have a question for what the heck is going on. And is the grain thing? Am I here for the grain thing, or am I technically still dealing with eel stuff?
You're technically stealing with eel stuff. It takes you a few
then-
days. So
Yeah.
I will sit back.
and we'll call you.
don't worry, we'll get you.
Well, the idea would
you're
be-
gonna have a lot of fun once the fighting
Yeah.
starts. Anyway.
No, you're
Angus's
fine. I just wanted to
group-
make sure I wasn't like adding things to the story. It's like you're not even hearing us. What are you doing?
Well, but Angus's group could easily be some of that muscle. My other thought, just throwing it out there as something crazy, is potentially talking to Eldon and having him join us. If we could make a split between getting the
Bottle Street.
Bottle Street gang, if we could get the Bottle Street gang working with us, we would have the safety of having them walking their own tunnels. What would we have to pay them to make it work? 50% of the pull? 25%? That's what I'm getting at. If they were going to take 100%, then all bets are off.
It's about 6 miles.
About 6 miles.
And I'm assuming they're 50 to 100 pound grain sacks. So if we were taking it through the sewers, we would have to have some conveyance.
Let's just say like a
Of
cart
some
or
sort.
something. Yeah.
So that's less believable to me as an option.
And that's if you're still banking on going to one of the more further ones on the outskirts.
Which I think is probably the best idea.
I do too.
So it sounds like above ground. Are we be crossing the river?
No, you're going
Oh,
this
we're going
way.
that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
So
good.
what?
You're going towards more Slaughterhouse Row is where you're going.
So if we're walking, what kind of vehicles or conveyances do we see above ground? Day, early evening, night.
Like I said, generally it's the more affluent who tend to have like the more motorized vehicles.
Right, and that's not something we'd look at.
But generally, you have carriages, you have wagons, horse buggy, that sort of thing is the main thing is
Do
right
we
now.
see a reasonable? Do we see every 20 minutes a wagon go by?
Just about, yeah.
So wagon is our way to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, well, I mean, and there's probably tons of wagons carrying stuff, you know, tarped and stuff. So I
Yep.
mean, like, just
Yep.
driving a wagon's
Yeah.
not going to be.
There are places where there are like certain checkpoints that you guys are noticing between there, and there's guards that are sort of checking, is like, what you got, stuff like that, blah blah blah, checking the tarp. Okay, you can move along.
How many
That sort of thing.
checkpoints between the current granary we've chosen and where we're taking it.
Tell you what, depending on what route, let's do a roll here so you can figure out which one's like the best route you can take, and we'll determine how many checkpoints are between you and that route. So,
is it possible for us to pass by no checkpoints?
yes, but that's going to put you into certain territories that might, well, let's just say, since you haven't been making some good friends, depending on your relations with the Bottle Street gangers, yeah, it might be some trouble walking onto someone's turf that you don't belong.
We're not walking.
Yeah, I mean.
So, what do you want for a roll?
Go ahead and let's do a let's see. Let's do a study cleverly.
Study cleverly. Mother. So I have a 20 and no successes.
Okay.
So apparently I am looking at the sky the entire time. God, it's too bad we couldn't fly.
Do you want me to use either a void point or that sucker?
I would use the momentum, not the void point.
Okay. Get yourself an extra on there.
Awesome. So 2 4s and a 10. So you said study carefully?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So that's 3 successes.
Excellent.
And unfortunately, since I'm not using explosives, nothing else.
Yep.
You do realize that you have other focuses besides just explosives.
Oh, I do. No, but they're all like 2s and 3s. Okay, so
Yeah, but my dice need to explode, and thus the best focus is explosives.
finding the fastest route will let me explode things better. Can I please use explosives?
Well, if I explode things in my way, we will have the fastest
Well,
route.
that's-
So thus, Okay.
So that's 3 successes.
can't think of an interesting complication, so I'm not going to worry about that right now, because especially since you're both looking different ways. With those successes, there's a good way you'd have to do in this weird little roundabout. If you wanted to go for as far as checkpoints are concerned. But there is a way. It would not be necessarily the fastest way.
Speed is not as important.
But there is a path you can take that would only put you through 2 checkpoints.
Okay.
But you would have to be able to go. But in order to make it happen, you have to go through those checkpoints, and it's a, like I said, real roundabout way. But you wouldn't run into Bottle Streeters, hopefully. And you wouldn't, and then the only things you'd have to worry about is walking down some suspicious streets where carts have your type.
So the best we can get is 2 checkpoints.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I mean,
So let's check out the checkpoints. How many days do we have to do this?
I mean, you can take as much time as you want.
How many days till Angus is fighting?
Angus's fight. Let's see. We're gonna say you're like 1 day away from clearing out the sewers. So
Probably 4 days, something like that.
it's more like 2 days.
Okay,
How
never
many
mind.
days do we have? Because it took him days to clear out the sewer.
I mean,
We
Well,
started
that's
on
so.
day
So by
one.
the time he's finished, then we have 3 days. Then
but there's not a time limit on getting
No,
the
but I'm
grains
saying
back.
how many days, just to keep us on exactly the same time schedule.
Yeah.
From the point we started.
Right now, from the point you started, you had 5 days before the end of the week. At this point, since we're saying he's like a day away from finishing, that means you have 3 days before the fight.
So in the 3 days, I want to check out the checkpoints.
Mm-hmm.
Each of the 3 days, I want to see if it's the same guard.
Okay.
And I would like to, especially if we notice it's the same guard each night. So the first night, I'll come up with an excuse. If I have to role play, you tell me. But I'm going to come up with an excuse to go and talk to the people at the checkpoint. What I'm going for, the end result of this, what I'm going for is to find out if we can elicit from the people at the checkpoint, if they're the same people night after night, what they like. Like, oh, this guy, loves a little bit of grog, or this guy likes, would really love to have, a sheaf of paper for his kid. But something where, my thinking is something where we could get to the checkpoint, and then hand them this thing to get through the checkpoint unmolested.
Okay. I think I could have you either do a study carefully or study cleverly. I'm more leaning towards cleverly based on what you're doing, but I'm going to leave you the option.
They're literally the same number, so...
Yeah. Okay. And both of us roll?
If you want to assist him, you can add him a die, or...
Let me see, do I want to do... So the other thing that we need to do So, in my mind, what we're probably going to do, find a shipment, stock it, knock the people out, tie them up, keep them away so they don't alert anybody, and then take that.
Take as much of that grain shipment as we can.
And then, I figure we could probably almost just take the cart.
Is that what we're seeing? They arrive on a cart?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean,
we would have to take the cart and hopefully take the cart back and drop it off.
Yeah.
I don't think we want to maintain
exactly. We just,
stolen cart.
Dump it. Even if we take it down like an alley away from it, put it into the sewers, and then have the watch load it underneath. Because we went up underneath. So.
Right. But again, that becomes the problem of 6 miles.
No. What I'm saying is if we get close, so we don't go directly to Marika's, go like the block over,
Okay.
and then they can, put it under.
So with that in mind, what would you'd like me to roll? Cleverly, study, and are you going to assist?
Yeah, I'll assist.
Let's
so
do it.
1 die if you're assisting.
And I'm gonna, if you'll throw one in for me, please.
And
Six,
I am
that's one
also
success.
spending 1.
So you got 1 success from me.
Okay, now when you say you're spending 1, we had found out in the second game that you were not allowed to spend to make it tougher. What are you allowed to spend for?
I'm spending it for extra dice, because who's watching the Watchers?
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 1?
I have 1.
We have a total of 4 successes.
Excellent.
I have a 1 and a 3 for a total of 4 successes.
You guys just beat them.
Yes.
So,
We got it, Barry.
we're sneakier than
So-
you.
It's real. It's real touch and go for a few times. You guys actually start getting a little more nervous by the second night because you have a feeling like they're starting to recognize you.
Gotcha. Okay.
But then by the third night,
by the way,
it's
4 successes. Do we get anything to the center?
you got 1 because they got 3 successes.
Okay.
So, they what was it? But by the third night, it's when you realize, oh, they do the shift, and it's when you discover, oh, it's a weekly rotation. So they stay there for they're at that post for about a week or so. I mean, they may have like a morning or afternoon shift of who's there, but otherwise they're at that place for a week, and then they change out a completely new set. They debrief them on things and stuff like that, and they move on. The new set of people is where you guys get your thing. One of them's, it's very clear from how flush he is, especially at nighttime, that he's probably drinking a bit.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to me like we could have Angus potentially brew something up for them. So again, the idea being that,
And that's at least at one of them. The other ones, the other site, it's there's been a few, especially after the change. There's been a few palms being greased as far as that one's concerned. On like, hey, we don't want any trouble here. Cool, grease some palms. Go on by. So
we think if we were able to get money, but I don't know what that is, or grease. Are we talking whale?
We're talking
well,
oil.
you've got quite a bit of blubber that you've been collecting for the last few days. But no money. And by the way, you guys should be getting paid in the next day, so I should probably make sure I know how much you're getting paid.
Do you like the idea of palming whale blubber to another person?
Right.
Wonderful little squelching sound.
Is this real? Bite it.
Yeah, I can.
Ah.
Oh yeah, I can really taste the ambergris there.
If you vomit, it's real.
course, biting into it explodes.
Yes, yeah, of course. As with every part of the Leviathan.
As about every part of the whale is explosive. So, as the outsider just cackles somewhere in the void.
I swear, even if that was the case, humans are dumb enough that they'd be like, "We could use this. Let's just be really careful." It's all right.
They're not explicit.
Baleen bats for baseball, and then take the swing and boom!
Dang, lost another one, but you know what? It's a good game.
Home
It's a
run!
good game. Home run.
Of course, the runner's dead, but
It's going. Oh, that's their head. Oh, crud. Where's the ball?
where'd the ball go?
Yeah, where'd the ball go?
It's a whale blubber ball.
It's a whale ball. Wham!
Why does anyone come to these games?
Is that a strike? Is that an out? What's the ruling on that?
We just came up with this game last week, but it doesn't seem like it's working. It's not well thought out.
Oh, the other thing I was thinking, for this, if we are able to procure some chemicals, I may also be able to make like a smoke bomb or like something for in case the worst happens.
I think that's a good idea.
Just something we can scatter with.
Let's go begin procuring as well.
Procuring.
What are you
Yes,
procuring?
we need you to go steal something. Procure something.
Components to make a smoke bomb.
So you have a lot of whale blubber.
I'd be too tempted to make a real bomb.
I mean,
it'll smoke, kinda.
Well, there are scrap yards,
Yeah.
and wouldn't hurt to do some scavenging to do that if you're needing some stuff. If you're needing more specialty bits, you might need to buy them or steal them, which luckily you're going to be being paid, and I figured out how much I'm going to be paying you guys for this week.
woo.
Okay.
So let me go over it again. My understanding is at one of the locations we think we can pay our way through,
Yes.
and at the other location we don't know, but maybe booze.
Maybe booze.
All right. So
Or
as soon as
and
we get-
even if it's not necessarily like the booze will wave you through. Maybe if you can cause him to drink enough, he might nod off on the watch and get you through. So
and there's one person at each location.
yes,
Very good. All right. So as soon as we get back, we want to.
they do have whistles, so if anything goes wrong, they can whistle over guards in the other parts of the location. They'll
That's not
come
that's
running.
Not where we want
Well, then.
Yeah.
I know what game I'm buying when I get home.
All right.
The Dishonored game, because they are currently on sale this weekend.
Are they really?
Yep. Yep. The
that's perfect
the
timing.
Dishonored number 1 is only $5 on Steam. Dishonored 2 is, I believe, $19.99 right now.
That's really good.
Yep.
Of course, this is a podcast that's going to be happening in the past, so it really won't matter.
But for us,
For us.
us, it's fine.
If you wanna get a chance to see what it's like for future Dishonored.
$5. That's kind of worth getting just to have that one.
Yeah.
And I think my laptop will run it just well enough. Cool. All right.
Okay.
That's something to think about.
all right. So our next step then is to meet up with Angus.
Yes. And I will say, it's 2 days before then, so the day before the fight is when you'll get paid. So you're a day away from getting paid.
Cool, I've got money to bet.
And are there grains? Is the granary shipment every week? Every day?
Depends on the supplier, and it's usually every week. But there are some the bigger ones usually get a huge shipment that's a little more that are usually bigger, more frequent. The smaller, lesser known ones usually are like once a month.
And which we have picked obviously one that's at least once a week. I'm hoping.
No, it's one of
No?
the lesser ones. It's a once a month
All right.
one.
So
That shipment's going to be coming, and well, I'm going to give you with your study. Actually, you know what? If you're going to ask me a question,
go ahead.
you can roll it, spend it.
Let's go ahead.
When is the shipment coming in at the granary that we want to go to?
In middle of next week.
So we believe the same guys will be on shift.
Yes.
All right.
Excellent. All right. Perfect. We can get.
So we have days to have Angus put together a special brew, and and a good amount of it.
Mm-hmm. And you'll have some money, maybe to put bets on the fight, maybe not.
Which would give us hopefully some more money to grease some palms.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
All right.
All right. So,
go ahead.
I don't know if you guys going to have a conversation with each other, go for it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
So then, one night when you come back in, we'll catch you and kind of fill you in. So this is the plan. We're gonna hijack a shipment of of grain.
Not just a shipment. We're going to be bringing the cart back full.
That sounds great.
We have some things we need help from you and your night watch or your neighborhood watch.
Well, we'll need the watch potentially to unload, but in addition to that, what we need you to do is brew a special brew. Not poisonous or anything like that, just
Strong?
something exceptional and strong. You bet.
I've got a couple ideas that I can throw out there.
And you just need to let us know what you need to make it.
All right. I'm probably gonna need to roll to know what I need because
Do you
At
have
the very-
a focus? Do you have a focus of like alcohol or something like that?
yeah, I do.
All right, there we go.
Yep, that works. So if you're going to think about what you're going to want to make the brew,
Hooch roll, please.
depending on what what do you want the brew to do? How potent are you wanting this thing to be? Are you wanting them to 3 sheets to the wind on the first sip, or what? How potent are you wanting to make this?
As a guy who's never actually drank anything before in his life, I'm gonna
2
need
drinks.
that in normal language.
To put him mostly out. We don't want him passing out because then we run into the problem of him losing his job, and now we're in trouble.
Yeah.
So something strong enough that he's going to enjoy it and is going to be happy that we let him keep the remainder.
Okay, and not paying too much attention as you slip by.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give it to you because you've been in the bars. It's like, oh well, you've you know your stuff. You know what kind of brews will probably do the job, but you think you might want something of a little more personal touch. Getting the ingredients isn't difficult. It's distilling it that's really going to be the trick. And since you've got the focus, you can try a tinker cleverly yourself, especially with alcohol. So,
I mean, if you talk to me about what you need,
and he can assist if you're going to be tinkering together. You'd be the main one doing the roll since it's your focus, but he'd assist, and you can always spend momentum.
I'm thinking you're making Dunwall iced teas.
All right.
Iced teas will knock you on your butt.
It'll not be finished by before the fight, but you can start on it right
Yeah.
now.
Sure.
Yeah.
We figured that.
Yeah.
Alright,
So
so you guys okay if I use the void point?
Yes, do it. Not the void point.
Not
Yeah.
whatever.
But
Whatever it's called.
you can always spend a void point if you want to change one of those.
Ooh.
One success for me.
That's 2.
So 2 successes, but I also have the focus, so it's 3 successes.
No,
not
only
how it
2.
works.
Yeah, no matter what
Okay.
number under the focus, as long as
So,
it falls,
and
there
then
is
1,
2.
so 3 successes total.
3 successes total. Okay, so
Momentum.
that because it was going to be a 2 on the distillery difficulty. You get 1 momentum back on that one.
Perfect.
Good job, guys. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty potent brew. It'll probably be done just before.
This is not only good just for us, but now we have a still in Marika's place. So I bet she's
when
gonna...
we get the grain
When we
back,
get
we're gonna
the
have a
grain.
good time.
We got us a hooch factory.
All right, and the day and payday for work, you each get 20 coins.
20
20
coins.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Do they
got
talk-
paid Friday night.
They just toss us a bag of coins. Indiscriminate bag of coins. 20 coin. Okay. Perfect. what's like a loaf of bread cost in this? Like, what's the value
Do you
of
know
a coin?
19 coins.
The
Yeah.
the funny thing is they don't give you things on food and stuff. They do
Well,
it.
if I don't know how much bread is, where do I know the value of anything?
Exactly. I mean, they only have the value of like fucking equipment here. So
what about for equipment?
Okay.
What can we buy for 20 coins?
you can buy for 20 coins a knife.
Really?
And does it cost all 20 coins?
Yes.
Okay, so
Wow.
Knuckle dusters cost 10 coins.
Okay.
A sword costs
You should
50.
have some of those. Suckers.
Yeah.
I
A
can make
cudgel
you some.
costs 10. So pistols cost 150 coins.
Well-
Wait, this goes against the Second Amendment. I have to bear arms at an affordable price.
I don't think that's part of the.
I think it's part of it,
Okay.
Barry.
What about like a bludgeon or a truncheon or whatever?
You want like a cudgel, something like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
We go find you a stick. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's not the same though. I want like a bully club or whatever.
I can
Yeah,
hammer nails
something
into
like
it.
it's all pretty much the same. It's 10 coins for
All
one
right.
of those.
Well, I'd like to purchase one of those.
so. Okay, sure, you can have that.
Thank you. Go for
Are coins divisible up? Like, is there smaller coins?
Yes, there
Okay.
are.
Not that I
Copper
probably-
coins are worth.
Probably won't use them.
A copper coin is worth
I at least
2.
want to have one for later.
Silver coins are worth 5. Gold coins are worth 10.
Okay, cool.
And so we have the equivalent of 20 copper.
You have the equivalent of a total of 20 in value of
Oh,
coins.
so it'd be 10 copper because a copper piece is worth 2.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
we only have 2 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're okay.
Effectively.
All right, I get you now.
Yep.
We need to go rob some. For the cause.
For the cost.
For the cause.
I was thinking about it and it was like, that's too low. The workers would riot if it was too low. But at the same time, it needs to be
not
enough to
if it's not
keep
enough
them. It needs to be enough to keep them needing to come back and actually work. I mean, if it's about 100 coins a month.
That makes sense. I mean,
Yep.
Enough that you can survive meagerly.
Yep.
And that's
Exactly.
about
Welcome to industry. And where's all the real profits going to? The fat cats right at the top.
it. What does our union say about this?
What union? you're
Game
trying,
changer, guys.
You're trying to form a union right now. That's what this game's about. This is unionizing the game. Congratulations.
Unionizing the RPG.
Bet you all didn't expect this at home. Dishonored being about unions. I just wanted to do the cool, outsider powers and stealth assassinations and stuff, and I got this freaking union plotline.
You're gonna learn a lesson.
I thought we were just gonna kill a aristocrat personally.
Oh, we're doing that.
That's coming.
Once we unionize.
Yeah, you have to unionize in order to take down the man.
I highly disagree with that statement, but whatever you say.
Murder first, then union. No, union first, then murder.
That's going to be the real debate.
That's the real debate.
See, that's what's been keeping. That's the real thing that's keeping the Hatters and the Bottle Illustrators from really getting there. Is about the order of operations here.
Okay, awesome.
So unless there's something else you want to do with Angus, we could jump forward to the fight now.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
mean,
if I have
cue the Rocky theme song, but
if I have a date now, you were saying there was a junkyard. Is that a place that we can go into and just kind of scavenge for stuff? I mean, I'll go in there and scavenge for. Well, I mean, do you tell me you want a cudgel?
I bought a cudgel.
Oh, you
I
bought
didn't
one.
Tell you.
He
that.
bought it.
okay. You bought
He's bought himself a
I
cudgel.
go and break it and say,
Real-
"I'm gonna build you a better one."
That costs 10 coins.
Yeah, that's why you're a fool.
Yeah, but this one has whale oil at
Yes,
the
this
frickin'
one has-
frickin' cap on it. So as soon as you pet someone there, bam!
Everything's going up. Everything. You get one use out of it, but it's gonna be big.
Whale oil knuckles.
Okay, you better pick the right fist you want to use. Don't worry, I also make prosthetics. But those will cost you.
Is it 10 coins?
10 coins, yeah, how'd you know?
best part for you is the fact that the prosthetic is run by whale oil. So the next time he uses it, boom! Oh, you need another hand.
Looks like you need another hand. But I think I should go and spend a little bit of time. I'll tell you guys. I'm gonna go to scrapyard, see what I can scrounge up. Maybe get something to make you some brass knuckles, or make a smoke bomb, or just find some materials. Because I'm guessing if there's like scrapped cars, there might also be like whale oil residue. Or
I don't think there's scrapped cars.
No, probably not.
What's in the scrapyard? I guess it should be.
Well, it's depending on what's in the scrapyard. It's mostly like rusted metal bits.
Oh,
there's like certain. It's very clear that the scrapyard is something that's been starting to grow bigger and bigger, especially with the boom of the industry, as you saw with a lot of the what was it called? Where you guys are working, you could definitely tell there were parts. So like the metal plating had been removed and then replaced with newer stuff, but it's like haphazard because it's trying to keep up with the rapidly growing expansion of the whale oil industry. So here you're getting to see a lot of those sort of sheets. You're seeing certain maybe some gears here and there of certain machines and stuff that have been turned to tossed for scrap and stuff like that. It's odds and ends. You're not getting full cars or anything like that. That'd be if you were maybe really lucky and in the right place and no one got all that yet. Because right now it's such a new thing. Most people are trying to get that stuff repaired. So
I mean, I'll definitely be looking for like metal tubes, something I can make, some kind of makeshift bomb or smoke bomb out of. And then, any kind of chemicals that I think I might be able to use towards smoke bombs or regular bombs.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Regular
and
bombs are good too.
A study. Where'd that red come from? I don't know. Oh, well, whatever. I thought it was blood. Anyway. Give me a study. Let's do a study cleverly.
And engineering and/or explosives would work for this, I feel like. The natural 20 is not good.
No.
But I did get.
You found a whale bladder.
Oh, worse. Is tetanus a thing?
Oh man, that just stabbed me. Yeah, this will be fine.
Fine, just wipe on the ground.
Let me read about complications here real fast.
Yeah, so I do get a success.
You got a success.
But I also got a complication. Oh my god, I knew this dude once, and he said to me, he's like, yeah, one time that's right, he had a big old gash on his arm, and I was like, oh dude, what happened? He's like, oh, I fell down and stabbed myself with some rusty stuff in the ground. I was like, oh, did you go get a tetanus shot or go get checked out? He's like, no. I was like, well, are you okay? He's like, well, one day I woke up and couldn't move my jaw, so I just punched it until it moved and just broke off, and it's fine now.
Oh my god.
He did. That's what he told me. He told me he just jammed his jaw until it started moving. How true that is or not? This kid, this one of those kids that rubbed dirt in it. But I was like, good god.
You're either the stupidest or the manliest man I've ever
met.
met.
Kudos. I couldn't do that. I think I puts a band-aid on it and goes, just tetanus shot, please. I don't know if that's how lockjaw works, but maybe.
Oh Lord.
So uncommon these days. I don't know anyone that has actually had it in my circle.
I don't know. I mean,
it's a real thing. I thought.
No, it's definitely.
Well, that's why you get tetanus shot.
Thing.
Yeah.
Lockjaw.
Yeah. Complication.
So what happened? Well, I don't know the exact mechanism, but that's why we have tetanus shot, because whatever the bacteria is, it locks your jaw, so you can't move your mouth, and then you can't eat, and I think it does something with your breathing eventually. But
jeez, I just thought tetanus was for rust infections or something. I don't know.
That's what it does. That's why we have tetanus shots. Yeah.
Huh.
Lockjaw is when the jaw muscle spasm and affect the jaw movement. Okay, that was good. If you develop this condition, your jaw may be frozen in a certain position. You might not be able to open your mouth wide. Lockjaw can be painful and cause complications such as choking.
Fair enough.
So that's why
tetanus,
you get your...
commonly called lockjaw, is a bacterial disease that affects the nervous system. It is contracted through cuts or wounds that become contaminated with tetanus bacteria. The bacteria can get in through deep puncture wounds or cuts like those made by nails or knives. but even a scratch can provide an entryway.
All right, so I figured out a complication.
Why you
here.
get
All right,
your
here we go.
shots.
Complication.
So,
I would like to not have complications, please.
Hey, wait, is the complication a truth?
wouldn't that be
The truth,
nice?
you really screwed up.
This is going to be a terrible night for you. Anyway, so you find stuff. No real issue with that. You managed to get like all the supplies. Your things like, yeah, this is going to be great. All you need to do is like, once you get home, like start tinkering around with it. You got the right chemicals you need and stuff. There happens to be just enough of what you need in order to do what you want to do. Maybe make. It might only be like 2 smoke bombs, but 2 is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Then you've had to come across like a few rats here and there as you're going in the junkyard.
I know this was coming.
But as you're getting there and you're grabbing your stuff, you hear like the sound of a tunk thing. As you're not the only one. As the sound of something like you're not the only one there, and you take a look, and out comes this. You recognize it as what's known as a wolfhound.
What?
So, wolfhounds are generally a domesticated version of what's known as a Tivian hound. They are, despite most of them having training and stuff like that, they still possess many feral qualities. They have powerful jaws, and you pretty much have a ground eating lope that makes them very distinctive. Usually there are many that will often roam the streets as strays. They're very vicious, and you've essentially found the junkyard dog, and it's
okay.
Look, boy, there's a rat.
Okay. Good
and
boy.
thanks to its
And
height
did you
and
go there
smell.
alone?
Well, yeah. I mean, I told you guys where I was going, but no one said you were going with me. I didn't really ask anybody to come with me. I just kind of told you.
If you didn't ask,
So-
I probably would not have come. If
Yeah.
you had asked in any way, I probably would have come to be an extra set of hands.
If I was smart, I probably would have asked.
Yep. Well, now we're gonna get into.
I should have stole a gun from somebody.
This is where things are gonna get real.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Luckily, there's only one, but it's a mean, hungry-looking
Too bad you
bastard.
don't have a cudgel that you could say, "Here, boy, get the stick."
I know, right?
Man, if only you had more momentum to try and introduce the truth, or you can always add a suspended void point to just create a truth.
Yeah.
Have a gun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my pocket gun.
Saturday night special.
I haven't showered or changed my clothes. I forgot I had this since the. Hey guys.
4 sessions he had that gun up his ass.
It was his dad's.
Yeah. I probably should have told somebody about that.
Or cleaned it.
Or cleaned it.
Why is it loaded? That could have been bad.
No, the safety was. Oh wait, no, the safety's not on.
There is no safety. What are you talking
It's a
about?
flintlock.
That makes it even crazier. I swear there was a safety. Okay. Well, let me. I mean,
Okay,
like,
all actuality now.
with void points, I mean, I imagine I can't just be like, oh, I have a gun. I mean, like, can you do stuff like, say, like, oh, look, there's, I see a piece of metal that looks like a knife, or like, I mean, I'm guessing I can't really be like, oh, there's a gun right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, you
Reasonable
could say,
truths.
you could. Well, void points are the ones that, I mean, momentum. If you spend 2 momentum, it has to be something based off the roll that could make sense. Like you doing a quick search around in the scrapyard there. Void points are the ones that are like, you're introducing a truth. I still have to sort of approve it.
Yeah.
But it could be to the point where it could almost be like semi-supernatural intervention.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah, I guess
Just
the void
enough
points is
whale oil on
the...
the ground. Wolf steps on it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly a whale just drops in the middle. So you could introduce the fact that somehow someone maybe discarded a perfectly working gun in this place.
Or perfectly working dog whistle.
Yep.
But the gun would be nice to have. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's introduce that because I do have firearms, so I know how to fire a gun.
I will do that.
I will say that maybe as I'm backing up, if it's all right, I'm backing up and I kind of kick a box that I had maybe missed or something, or it shifts, and then maybe somebody had hit it there.
Yeah, and
it could have a past or something.
Yeah. It's clearly like the gun pops out, and a few bullets too. So you're gonna have at least you'll have 4 shots. With this thing. One's already loaded in the gun.
Cool.
Nice. Of course, you had to look down the barrel to see that, but
well, let me pull up the stats for the pistol. So I'm giving you a pistol here.
Of course, you realize he's making you spend a void point for nothing. The Deviant Wolfhound, it's bulletproof.
Hey, you introduced this truth, my
It
man.
has lead deflecting skin.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about it once we're done here. Bullets cost 3 coins apiece. Huh, interesting. So bullets are pretty cheap. It's the guns that are messy. So
are these flintlock or are these cartridge?
So let me explain.
I guess you should probably.
The contemporary pistol uses a mechanism which pierces and ignites a small reservoir of whale oil at the base of each bullet, propelling the bullet forward with explosive force, often shattering the metal cap of the bullet into a cloud of shrapnel. Nice. Pistols are loud but highly effective weapons at relatively close ranges, though the expense of manufacturing them and their ammunition means they are reserved for the wealthy. Though fairly reliable, pistols do have a small chance of misfiring, typically destroying the pistol even when they work perfectly. They need to be reloaded between shots. Many inventors dabble in new pistol designs as a sideline to their main work, so custom pistols are occasionally found amongst wealthy gun aficionados, often more as a conversation piece than a practical weapon. This is just a standard pistol. Obviously, someone probably was gun smuggling this thing because, this is as you said, it's wealthy aristocrats. The whale oil industry is just starting. This is probably not I'm not going to say this is your first time probably seeing a pistol, but it's probably one of the few times you've seen one actually up close. And you know how to use it. So
little angelic light just shines on.
And like I said,
probably had limited use during the rebellion.
You have a total of 4 shots. One's already loaded in the pistol.
4 including the shot loaded?
Yes.
Okay, it's 3 extra. Good to know.
Yep. So, and a few rules on this particular weapon, just so you know. Its range is nearby. The weapon can be used to shoot any visible target nearby, but not at targets that are distant. It's not the dog's not distant, so you can definitely hit it.
That's our range
modifier. Right, well, it's Grover range.
And messy. The weapon is noisy, extremely destructive, or otherwise leaves a lot of mess in its wake, and you must add 1 chaos whenever you attack with it.
Ooh. Oof. 1 chaos when using. Okay, good to know.
And with that, once you get the gun, and maybe the bullets, you're realizing you're having all this stuff.
Okay.
I'm hoping you had a bag with you.
Yeah, I imagine I would have brought like a satchel or sack. Probably.
Now, important question. The pinky that was taken was on your left hand.
It was on my left hand. Yeah.
Yeah, not your firing arm. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Right hand firing arm.
Cool. Keeping that in mind. All right. Well, you managed to get the gun, and the bullets. And it's about that time the dog starts charging at you.
That's understandable. Without I guess I wouldn't really know it was loaded right away. I would hope.
Yeah, you're gonna. You're going with the Hail Mary.
Yeah, I'm pointing and pulling.
Well, the dog's gonna come. Dog's coming at you first. So
Wow.
Unrelenting jaws is one of its truths.
So unrelenting.
Oh my god.
No, Michael, do you hate me? It was nice knowing you guys. He dies. You guys are chilling. You hear a loud boom off in the distance, and that's it.
Bad dog, relent, relent.
It charges.
Oh, does it, Michael?
So
It's a very good
If you don't
junkyard dog.
see, he got a 1 and a 2.
Jiminy Christmas.
And I'm guessing this thing has at
Focus
least
is
a
like-
focus
yeah.
and 2 in biting, in unrelenting bite.
And believe it or not, it doesn't actually have any focuses. But
Really?
I guess that kind of makes
But
sense.
it's a good thing I didn't do the other do the bite. I did the charge attack. So you take 1 damage, but you now have the knockdown truth.
Okay,
You
that's
know?
oof.
So you're knocked off your feet. It's there. It's getting ready
bad.
it's getting ready to like freaking like
Oh god.
at you.
For the throat.
Yeah.
So you're on the ground. You luckily have you have the gun in hand still.
And I'm hoping it's loaded because I'm going to point and pull that trigger. Part of me would. Oh wait, I do have to add 1 chaos to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me wants to use that, but at the
Do it.
same thing. Sure.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay. So I'll use this. See if I survive.
Plus, you have the focus for it. So.
Right, so the chances are we'll get some momentum back.
Okay. Cool. Wait, what am I firing with? Is it fight? I'm guessing fight something.
It is fight. I'm trying to remember what it was with firearms.
Not quietly.
It's not quietly. You need at least 2 successes.
Please
when-
be
bold.
carefully or cleverly.
It's going to be bold or forceful, my guess.
forceful is usually physical, but let me.
Oh, I gotta
they
roll.
usually have. Where's the combat?
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you get 2 successes? Because you need at least 2 as far for firearms. You had a 10 and you had an 11.
Yeah,
or
well,
something.
if it's going to be anything but carefully or cleverly, then I'm not going to. I'm going to be off by 1.
Let me. I'm almost to combat. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
It's been pretty simple because it's been like fisticuffs until suddenly with the power of the void.
And I can't throw chaos in after I roll, correct?
Right.
Okay.
No.
Not trying to be.
You want to just add the chaos? Do it. Do it. Do it.
What do you think Norton's doing right now?
Kill them. Strike them down.
That's a good question. I mean, he left. He said he was going to go out, but it was weird. He didn't ask for any help.
It doesn't. It does not say. So it depends on how your style is. So what are you trying to do this forcefully? You're just like.
Well, I mean, so
Are you
If
trying
I'm
to aim?
advocating
Are
for
you trying
myself-
to aim carefully, or how
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
would
I
you
would.
do this?
I would be trying to okay,
You
personally
have,
with
1 shot.
yeah, I would be
Be
trying
careful.
to aim
Yep.
carefully is what
Okay.
I would be trying to do
Okay.
without
Then
just
we
saying
will,
what I want.
We will go with that then.
And I
So-
got 2 successes.
excellent. That's enough to hit it.
Thank you, Michael.
It's a big explosive thing. There's just the roaring through the junkyard. There's a moment you're actually worried that the parts of the junkyard are going to actually start to collapse from the reverberations. The dog yelps. There's a huge chunk of it that just blood gushing from its side as it yelps and runs away. Yeah.
Oh, you're not going nowhere. Play low. Yeah. Nobody bites me and gets away with it.
It didn't even bite you. I didn't even
Oh,
get
it,
to the
it charged at me.
It
Oh,
just
that's
charged
right.
at you
It
and
just
knocked
knocked
you
me
down,
Oh,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're lucky because it's bite a paralyzing bite.
Oh.
Oof.
Ugh.
And what that really just means is that you wouldn't be able to defend yourself from other attacks.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, okay.
But that's
It's
really
not
bad.
some weird venom hound.
wouldn't that have been something?
Realize it was a
In my
Looney Tunes
notes.
cartoon. In a minute or 2, he's coming back with all his buddies.
Yeah. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. But now you have a gun
Yeah.
and 3 shots. Congratulations.
And the components for
2 smoke bombs.
I should also ask: are guns illegal to own? Like, if I have a
It's not illegal. It's just
expensive.
they're expensive,
Uh-huh.
and especially at this point, what's a commoner like you
yeah, that's fair.
doing with the gun?
Gotta stick it where the other one
I
was.
borrowed it.
I borrowed. I found it. It's the truth, officer. I found it.
I'm afraid we're gonna have to confiscate this.
But I actually found it. I'm not even lying this time.
Yeah, well, apparently, then since you have no legal papers,
I have it somewhere.
that's
It's
what
called
they all say.
$3.
It's called a bullet.
It's called
Yes, we said 3 coins.
This is a single shot gun, and there are 3 of
Man,
you.
I've spent-
Who's really gonna lose
Man,
this
I've
one?
spent like maybe I started with 11. I've spent like maybe 2-3 chaos. I'm up to 12 chaos now. It's great. This flow of the game has just been great for me. How about you guys? Oh, as I look at the empty momentum.
Or momentum needs a little work. All right, guys.
I feel like we're doing fine.
I come back. Hey,
You're a
guys.
little bruised.
Are you
battered?
Are you sweating?
Yeah. I'll just like put the bag on the table,
Why are you covered in mud?
take the gun out, slap it on the table, and the bullet.
Whoa!
Where'd you get that?
I found it.
Like, found it.
Yeah, like found it. I found it in the junkyard.
Okay.
It saved my life.
I say we keep that hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't bring it into the bar. You brought it into where we stay.
Blam! I want free drinks.
This is not a robbery. I just want.
It's not a robbery. It's just an implication. Yeah,
I
no,
could rob
yeah.
you.
I'm not gonna, but just know, I'm not happy. Yeah, no, I'll come to you guys and show you, and like so. And I found it. I got lucky. I got caught up by a junkyard dog. Do I know I would know the name of the sucker, right? Well, what they're called.
Yeah, you got a fucking wolfhound.
Yeah,
on
I
you.
got cornered by a wolfhound, and if
Ooh.
it wasn't for this, which I happened to find by
I
kicking
know
over a
those are
box.
something special.
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
one?
Worst way.
Yeah. The sucker came at me like a bolt of lightning, and
Do they normally run
Drop.
in packs?
Okay. Yeah, we need to work on your storytelling, pal.
okay, 30 of them came.
There we
That's
go.
score.
Generally, the wild ones do.
You're lucky it
The more
wasn't a pack.
domesticated ones, or the former domesticated ones, tend to be solo, unless they happen to go back to their more natural feral instincts, and then it could have been possible. This probably was just some mean junkyard dog that was running the place. There was and probably fought off any other dogs that were coming in.
You're lucky it wasn't a pack. It wasn't wearing anything around its neck. I mean, you're not shooting someone's pet, which means there's repercussions for that.
No.
You're lucky it wasn't a pack.
He says, certain that there's nothing as I threaten to put this kid. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, but anyway, here I have enough components. Make us a couple smoke bombs in case
Do it.
things go pear shaped or whatever a pear is in this world.
Right.
It's a pear.
Okay, there are pears.
Pears. Pears.
Oh, thank God.
I love pears.
Gods in this. Yes.
Thank the outsider.
Thank you.
Now that's heresy.
I don't know who to thank at this point. Just thank somebody.
Yeah, there is a god in this place. Well, supposedly there's a god.
The whale god?
It is the overseer.
It's
Yeah, well, no, it is the outsider. Anyway, but no, the outsider at least is one you can sort of confirm allegedly exists.
How is that a confirmation?
allegedly you can believe that he exists?
Well,
mean,
let me put
we-
it this way: at least for OOC, canon in the game, the outsider is very active as far as things are concerned. The Abbey of the Everyman, and the Everyman is basically the church that looks over, does believe that the god, the Everyman, essentially is watching over everyone and stuff like that, blah blah blah. But there, at least in the canon of the games and everything like that, no other power has really shown up to really challenge the outsider or anything like that. But even then, most people don't even know if the outsider really exists. So,
Except we basically literally had conversations with him. So
so you
allegedly.
think?
Now, the outsider is one entity as far as we know. It's not like the outsiders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is a singular entity.
All right. Excellent. Yeah. So I'll make us some smoke bombs. How you feeling about the fight?
I'm ready.
All right.
He says before I roll like 3 1s in this next scene.
Do I have time within the night and do I have scrap metal to make like a brass knuckle? Actually, you know what? I don't really have a forge or anything like that, so no, never mind. No. I don't think I do.
I doubt it's gonna be that kind of a fight.
Yeah.
They want to have reoccurring fights.
That's fair.
He says right before the knife fight.
Yeah. Well, knives are expensive. I don't know if they want to it's like a whole week's wage
for a knife.
For a knife. But I can make a lot more money with a knife, I think.
I mean, you have a gun, and bullets are 3 coins a bullet.
Right. So if I sell the gun, I can buy a lot of bullets. All right, so I mean, I'm just gonna start. You probably won't complete them yet, but I'll start working on the smoke bombs.
Okay, sounds good. I'll have you make a. You know what? I'll have you make a roll to start this, just so we can see if we get any momentum into the next one.
Yeah. I'm guessing
You're gonna need at least-
tinker carefully. I'm gonna say.
Cleverly.
We're
Well,
Carefully.
because I'm working with. No, a smoke bomb's not necessarily.
You
It's
can
gonna-
still go off
gonna-
when you're working
you
on
will
it.
need at least 2 successes. On
I'm gonna
this.
go with carefully.
I don't think the lady would be happy if all of a sudden there's just
And you
smoke.
do have the focus and explosives.
I
so
do, yes.
You do need at least 2 successes. So. Unfortunately, we just passed the point to spend to add more chaos to the
I
pool.
always forget about doing that. Okay, well, unless I want to spend a void point, then. Okay, so it's not a pass for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
No,
his
there's no complication.
okay.
It's just
Yeah.
he didn't destroy the parts. He's like, okay, this
Yeah.
isn't going to work.
Yeah.
I'm going to start over.
yeah, exactly. It's just basically you realize the fuse is a dud, and you're just gonna have to start. And like, okay, I'm gonna have to get into this stuff and just start over. And blah, blah, blah. The night of the fight.
I can't pop my knuckles, but I pop my knuckles.
Okay, I'll do that for you.
There we go.
I can't do it on the other hand. Apparently. Anyway, so
We're heading to the fight.
you head into the fight.
You can do it, Angus! I would like to bet on the other guy, please.
Pending. So,
Angus Eel Puncher.
you guys get down. You guys get there to the other thing, and there's a few of the Bowstreeters, and they're looking at you, and they go, "Oh, Agnes, welcome."
For the everyman, God's sake, it's Angus. Whatever.
Sure it is, sweetheart.
A few extra veins popping out.
Yeah.
Angus,
I don't suppose you're jumping into the pits.
Yeah, well, you're gonna wish you didn't come down here, boy. Come on, woo! As they start bringing you down, and down into the tunnels.
Man, is
and-
everyone taller than me?
Angus, keep your head in the game.
Eventually, you get down,
Heads
and there's about maybe 50 people down there. And most of them are spectators, but there does seem to be certain fights. There's most of the Bowstreeters there are gathering together. There's a few people who are very clearly not Bowstreeters, but seem to have been invited here and stuff like that. But it's very clear that some of them seem comfortable. At least one of them seems like he's a fish out of water. He's like real skinny looking guy. Not Morlean. Most everyone here is Morlean, even the ones that aren't Bowstreeters. But he's a real thin looking guy, and looks like he's kind of at, like, lack of a better term, his wit's end. Like, maybe he's been kind of pushed into this as a last resort.
Like, so he's there to fight, is what we're thinking.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get that guy, Angus.
That wouldn't be any fun. Besides, I gotta fight the champ in order to get any sort of notoriety among the bottle streeters. That's what we're here.
Work your way up.
That's one way to do it. I'm not that short, you bastard! Knock you both down to size.
45.
Give me just a second there.
So is Angus first on the card?
We're going to get there, and we're going to get to betting, too.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Because if you think there's not going to be some bets going on in this thing, I'll tell you. And everyone does, I mean, there's a chair that has been set up, and it's like the only chair. Everyone else is like standing there, and it's, I mean, for the most part, it seems like it's a fairly nice chair. It seems a little weather-worn and stuff, but no one's sitting in that chair. No one sits in the chair, and then anyone who tries to approach the chair, no one it seems approaches the chair. There's not even guards around it, but no one's approaching the chair. It seems to be a place like, it's like one of those things where it's like, clearly whoever's supposed to sit in that chair is like, it's a place of honor or something like that. No one's going to sit in that chair.
I'm avoiding it.
Yep. And it's maybe about like 10 minutes or so, and you're getting around, and you guys do catch like a familiar scarred face from maybe you have beaten up and dunked into a barrel of whale oil.
Hey, barrel guy! How's it going?
It's like, and he just
gonna
gives
go
you
over
the
to
bird, gives you the guys the bird.
Oh, I really hope
Thomas,
to fight him.
Thomas Reynard, I believe that was his name. Yeah,
Yep, I've got him written down as barrel guy.
Yep. Thomas Reynard. There is there, and it does seem like he is there to fight tonight. But before anything goes out aside from the bird getting flown,
We're all good with that.
yeah, that's when a group of Morlians, group of about 5 more, come walking in. 4 around 1 man, who seems to be dressed in a very sort of well-to-do sort of suit sort of thing. Got a nice purple vest, dark suit, dark slacks, shiny oiled shoes. It looks like they had just been polished before this thing.
Okay.
And definitely Morlian comes in, and aside from that, aside from his suit and appearance and everything like that, he's which one's did I say the bottle streeters were blue? I think so.
Bottle streeters are blue.
Yeah.
Hatters are red.
Gotcha. Well, he has the thing that's identifying him. He's got a blue tie as far as to signify his colors. Aside from that, he's got he's not wearing the browns or anything like that. But they walk him over, and he sits down in the chair, and he sort of gives a look around the crowd. And
How thick is the crowd at this point?
like I said, it's about 50 people.
50 people. Okay.
Yeah.
In a tight, small area, though,
Mm-hmm.
so it feels like many.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. He sort of gives a look around, and he was like, a lot of new faces in tonight.
Is he
Never mind.
speaking or yelling?
He's speaking.
All right, so everyone is reasonably quiet.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll have to ask later.
Looking forward to a good series of fights tonight. Battle Streeters, and they all give a hooah! Guests, woo!
Not sure if we were supposed
It's
to
a
say
very, very. There's sort of a stare in your guys' direction.
Wait, was I the only one?
Yes.
I thought he said yes, so I thought he was doing a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, now everyone's sort of looking at you now.
That's perfect.
He goes, we will be drawing fighters. Write your names. We will be passing the hat around. We'll be drawing for your fights.
All right, Angus, get your name in there.
Yep.
Quill or
Yeah.
pen.
There's like some charcoal and a scrap of paper
It's like
that's going around.
right
and
on the end of the
stuff
tongue.
Yeah.
I write my name.
So stuff goes in there.
Wait, no. I write down Angus Eel Puncher.
Okay.
Do you see eels here?
No, but I want them to
no,
know.
I'm just saying. Do you see eels here?
Yep. So you put the name in, and they're kind of all like looking around at these things, and after a little bit, names get pulled, and it's gonna be a quick. It's honestly not too many fighters. It's maybe about like, let's see here.
Is it a fist fights? Or...
It's fist fights.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's bare knuckle boxing.
All right. Fine. Good.
Eventually some names are pulled, and you're hearing like, names, and then you hear like titles. You hear one, and there's one name in particular. It's not really a name that's said. There's a few people that they mentioned that definitely seem to get like yeah, like some claps. And it's clear by the claps that these are probably like some of the top guys. But then they pull a name. And one of the names, and they pull it and they go, Martin Wells, and then there's like jeers and stuff from the skinny man who's coming up here, who's Centaurs, versus the Trebuchet, and they start going wild. Trebuchet, and one man comes up. And he's like the tallest of all the Moralians here. He is like almost 7 feet tall. And he's like, and not only is he tall, he's like extremely muscular and built. And he even does like a almost like a shot put sort of pose for everyone as this goes on, as they go, Trebuchet! Hey, and this poor guy is just looking at this like, what?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's not gonna win.
But then they pull, and the person just goes like, he looks at this. They looks at the Thomas Reynard, and there's a decent amount of like clapping and cheering and stuff like that. Versus. And he pauses, and he smiles, and he says, Angus Drill Pump.
We'll move up for Angus.
Eel puncher! Eel puncher! I'll try and run.
Yeah, not a lot of people are gonna
It's been like 2 days. It's not. Angus cares about it. That's about it.
Well, a few fights go. One of the fighters known that they simply call Jack Nimble is a man who seems to be, he's definitely one of the more popular ones, and you can definitely tell is probably one of the top fighters.
More popular than the Trebuchet?
Not as popular as the Trebuchet. Trebuchet just seems to have bigger charisma, personality, and a lot taller. Jack Nimble is thin, small, but he's quick, and he almost seems like he's dancing when he's on the floor, and he's just moving his footwork so fast, and just boom, 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 and just knocks his opponents down. But he's definitely one of the ones. He's definitely one of the shorter guys, but he makes it up for.
Finally, someone my height.
Someone your own size.
But quickly as the fights go on, you begin to realize, okay, who are the big fighters? Jack Nimble, the Trebuchet, and you begin to realize it's like, okay, who's the third one? It's Thomas.
Already beat him once.
You got
Already beat once. But finally it comes down to your fight with him. And they bring you in, and everyone's just going, yeah, bring it on. Thomas Pruggen says, it's like, not gonna have your friends this time to help you out, boy.
I don't need my friends take you scum down.
Alright, as it gets ready, fight to knock out or surrender, as with every other one. All right. Then with that, we're gonna roll a single d20 to see who gets the first action here. Whoever gets highest on this.
And are you adding swiftly to it?
No, we're just rolling
Okay.
a single
All right,
d20.
all right.
I got 16.
You got a 16. He's got an 11. So you're gonna have the first swing.
Okay, before we start fighting, I tried to look through the book on our side. I can't find the rules for fighting dirty, and I'd like to know.
It's basically just how are you gonna do this as far as your style is concerned.
No,
have
it's
it
not a
as
style,
focus?
it's a talent.
Oh, fighting talent. Oh,
I think it gives me additional damage dice, but I don't know what it's based off
let me find it real fast. Your miscreant. Right. Yep.
of.
It's the Johnny Cage Goro fight. You basically just it's crotch punch.
Just John Claude Van Damme, this son of a bitch. Fight dirty. When you attempt to fight a test to make an attack, and you buy one or more dice by adding to chaos, you may inflict one stress for each die you buy by adding to chaos. So, if you add to my chaos pool,
Which is already.
you can add additional stress to the damage, which could be useful, especially in a fist fight.
Yeah.
So
at the very least, I'm gonna probably wait till that for later. But for now, first punch.
first punch. Okay, let's go with that.
That's one success.
One success. Okay, good enough to hit him. You get him a good solid thing. He's not down.
Yeah.
But then he comes around and he's ready to start going swinging. And oh,
What was that about ones?
he's got 20s.
2 20s?
No, he rolled 120, but he
Okay,
rolled a 19.
good.
That would have been funny if it was 2 20s.
Overextended.
I'm gonna spend 2 chaos to eliminate his complications. So,
Understood.
but he definitely swings wide.
He was overconfident.
Mm-hmm.
Angus.
All right, your go. And by this point, the bets are starting.
I want to put.
Wow.
I got 3 successes.
Oh wow.
Yep. So I'm gonna go put coins on Angus.
Yeah, I'll put
Or 2.
You get 2 there.
I'll put 5.
You're putting how much?
10 coins.
I'm gonna put 10 coins on Angus.
You're putting 10 coins on Agnes. You're putting
10 coins on Angus.
That was a mix. I heard both Angus and Agnes. So it's kinda right.
yes. Okay. It's 10. Keep that in mind there. Okay. So you hit him again. It's another good solid shot. He sort of like shakes his head for a moment and then comes back around ready to whirl at you. And this
There's
time,
one.
Harry, as he finds it, he gets 2 successes. So 1 stressed he has. He gives you a solid blow.
Let's just mark that.
Yep.
You got this, Angus.
No successes.
No
Missed that
successes.
one.
So
All right.
there. Go and throw it again. Okay, and it's 2 successes. And so one other hit and
Norton.
another stress that goes down.
Another guy too.
Can't lose if you bet on both.
Alrighty. We're both 2 and 2. Right?
Yep.
That's 1 success.
Okay. He's there, and he's starting to look a little like he's looking a little woozy there, but he's getting back. He's getting ready. He's getting back up. And goes for another swing. Oh my god. And so another 2 successes, so he hits again. Another stress.
Spend a momentum.
Is that a tooth?
Spend a momentum. Give yourself a 3rd die.
Alright. You say so.
Just rooting for him.
Bunch of slide up.
You can also assist, just so you guys
I was
know.
wondering about that. So
You can, if you want to, if you can describe it into a way that makes it interesting to sort of pump him up, you can definitely assist.
Could I go in a different way as a pump up? Can I watch him as a fighter? Now I have fight as a skill,
Yeah.
but fight or study. Could I carefully watch fight or study to watch from the crowd and say he leads with his laughter or something like that?
Yeah, and that can be definitely an assist.
Okay,
So
next round I'm gonna.
let's.
We probably don't want to antagonize the bottle streeters specifically.
You're right.
do we?
Not on this fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless the bell rings and they get a.
Yeah,
round
part of
sometime.
me wanted to
Can you spend
try
chaos
and,
and momentum
mention
at the same time?
barrel
You can.
to-
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. It's just
Maximum of 5 dice either way.
Yeah.
So you can do 1 and 1, getting yourself 2 dice.
And it will give you. And remember, if you add to my chaos pool, you add more to your damage.
But use that other momentum on this throw.
Okay, I was actually kind of thinking about using that momentum to ask a question.
Okay,
Do it.
go ahead.
I want to know what his survival is.
Okay.
If that's even possible to ask, I don't know.
I can definitely tell you. It's 5. You've hit him 4 times, I think, or was it 3 times?
3 times.
3 times.
3 times. So you've got 2 more.
Makes sense. You're judging his sneak ability.
Yeah, I've got 2 more stress than he does, so
Good.
I think I can at least hold back. Well, not hold back, but hold. All right. So regular punch. There's 1 success.
Okay. He's got 1 more before he goes. He's gonna try and hit you again. Man, he hits. So another 1 to you. Yeah.
So you're clocking him harder, but he's landing a lot more punches.
Yeah.
I think we're equal right now. And if I hit him 1 more time, he's max stress.
Yeah. And then he's down.
So he has to hit me 2 more times.
Yeah.
So punch. Oh jeez. All right. I might have to spend the chaos just to.
And he hits again. You are just getting pummeled,
Spend
and
the
it's
chaos.
like it seems like whatever it is, he's just throwing wild haymakers. He's just throwing wild
Oh
haymakers.
yeah, you have it. You have the extra point.
I've got 3 points.
So you're at the max. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, not that you needed it anyway.
4 successes.
Didn't even expect it, so okay.
End up back in the
Yeah,
pot.
go ahead and describe how you get it with those 4 successes.
What
You
is
get
that
3
final hit?
3 momentum to the pool. So describe that final hit as you
I mean, it's
get him.
4 successes. It's kind of punch, and then kind of as I go up, and he goes down to duck. So I leap up with the left hand and
Oh, and there's a wild round of applause.
Really? Okay, good.
There's a
Didn't like
loud
Thomas
that. Yeah, yeah. There's a few things going around. You honestly are surprised you don't get as much money as you would have thought, because you would have been certain they would have been betting against Angus. But it seems that your guys' reputation precede you.
Which I accept. So
and,
what do we get paid out on our 10 bet?
Okay, you get 25 back. So
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Still.
still
that
good,
is fantastic.
but yeah, it's still
I was thinking we might get 2.
Yeah. Okay. So 25 back.
So you
we
have
made-
35 total
yeah.
points if you haven't spent it.
Yeah.
yeah.
30, okay, cool. That's still. That's still almost a.
All right. So we're gonna
I
go
don't spit
over
on him, but I do have to spit
Angus.
a little bit of blood.
So Angus,
Relax.
you'll have
You-
some time to recoup, so you will get your stress back for the next fight.
Sweet.
You get
but-
that. How fast does stress recoup?
Depends on how I dictate it. Since this is just bare knuckle boxing and stuff like that, it's probably not going to be much. Depending on how bad he gets beaten, though, he might not get his full stress back for the 3rd fight, depending on how it goes. So
That's what the void points are for.
then Martin Wells and the Trebuchet go up.
Oof.
And it's not even funny how one-sided this is. Like, the Trebuchet just picks him up as he's struggling around, and he like puts him around. He's like turning around. People are just like cheering and liking a laugh out of this thing. It's not even a bare knuckle fight and stuff like that.
throws
And
him
they're
out of
like
the ring.
Trebuchet, and he like grabs the guy, and then he just starts going round
Oh,
and round
yeah.
and round.
Oh.
Trebuchet, and
Angus,
they
this is not a fist fight.
yeah, and everyone ducks
Okay.
as
Well, we're gonna follow suit.
yeah, as Martin goes flying and hits the wall and slumps down.
Well, I was
Hey,
hoping
don't
to study
laugh. He
each
put
of
up
the
a
fighters as we go,
fight.
but I'm not gonna learn
Sure
anything
did.
from that.
I feel bad for him.
He tried.
Martin. Woo.
If I can get him on the ground, I can negate that.
Yeah, you do not want
No,
that.
most people didn't actually bet on that fight
Yeah.
because they would have not got because everyone would have been just putting their money on the Trebuchet and they would have just gotten it back.
So
So
Angus, we made a little money on you last round. Do you want us to put anything down for you?
This is my next fight, the Trebuchet.
nope. Your next fight is Jack Nimble.
The
fast guy. I put a little bit down. This guy really isn't my style, so it might be a little tricky.
How much you want us to put down for you? How much do you still have?
I still only got 10. So, put 5 for me down.
Got it.
You quit all that bouncing around.
And you're gonna have to catch me to make me. He says as he's just bopping, weaving, moving
Have
about.
I seen someone tap out?
Martin looked like he was trying to, but there was at least one fight that did actually do a tap out where it was just like, okay, it's clear, I'm just fucking one-sided.
All right, all I gotta do is get a hold of him.
All right, now we're gonna go ahead and roll that
D20
again.
first. We got 13.
All right, you're going first, despite how quick he normally is.
All that fancy
However,
movement.
because with his footwork and everything like that, it's diff 2 to hit him.
Ooh, all right.
You might as well use the momentum now. Try and get as many hits as you can.
Yeah, agree.
Nope.
Time to change dice.
Success. All right, and it's
The other
and,
dice that I have are just the bad ones from a week ago.
Yeah, now they've learned.
and yeah, so you're just like, yeah, oh yeah, this is gonna be like, you know, freaking. It's like he's just moving about like so much, and oh my god,
Is he rocking too?
he's rocking. So he got 3 successes on you, as he just does a quick series of jabs like boom boom. That's 1 stress.
You got this, Angus.
I don't know if he's got this.
That's good. I've got 1 success, but that's not what it takes. So.
Nope. He's moving too fast. He's bopping around. Because at this point, it's coming down to the fact it's like, okay, you know you need to land a hit, and if you make a hit, you need to land it hard. So, 1 more chaos to spend. So it's 3 dice. Hits.
You're really rocking those
He's
dice.
got 5 successes
Oh
on
my
you.
gosh.
It's just so boom, 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 boom. Okay, take 1 stress still, but because it's still fist. But this guy is moving like lightning, and everyone's just going, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack.
Alright, guys.
You got this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 1 momentum, 2
Fully
chaos.
believe
2 chaos, okay.
At least hit him. So that's 3, so I get 1 momentum.
You got 1 momentum, and you bought one dice with chaos, so that's 2 stress to him.
2 dice for chaos.
You bought 2 dice of chaos. Okay.
So that's
Come on, Angus.
a total of 3 stress to him.
Okay, so you clock him hard, and he sort of looks like he almost looks like he almost went down just from that, but he's stumbling back up and trying to get up, but you can tell his groove's completely thrown off just by that blow.
So we put down what I said: 15 for me, 5 for him, and
I'll do 15.
Okay.
Yeah, for him.
Yeah, lots of people are like, oh, because they're going there, and a lot of people are like trying to cancel their bets or something like that, change their bets, but betting is closed. But he's like, he's trying real hard. Oh my
Gosh, I already see the 1 at least.
Yeah, and I didn't spend chaos on him this time because he's rattled a bit. This round you only need to get 1 success to hit him. But if he manages to make it through this round, he'll get his groove back, and he'll be back to getting 2 successes on.
So it's not stress for me.
get ahead.
There's 4 successes with that alone. So
Right, there we go. And you only needed one, so there's 3 back.
Yep. It's amazing how fast momentum actually flows back and forth in
does.
this.
It does.
Makes sense why they don't make the pool like bigger than 6.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
He wasn't quite as tough.
he wasn't quite as tough. The thing was, he was fast. He
Yep.
was quick. He was not tough. So with your final blow, you're gonna knock him down. So.
Well, you caught him, so that was good.
And down he goes. And there's like some surprise. There's like groans from some people are going, eel, like, you know, what did you say?
Eel puncher.
Eel puncher. Eel puncher. Eel puncher. And the man in the chair is actually kind of looking like somewhat sort of impressed as you're going there, as this is going on. As this is going on.
So I guess.
Whatever you put in, multiply it by 3, and that's what you get back.
All right.
Awesome. I get an extra. Oof.
Oh, 25 coins.
Got 65.
But now,
Wait.
Yes.
yeah.
65 is
and
good.
you will get your stress back because you weren't beaten as badly this time.
No. I wouldn't put any money on me, guys. Yeah, that guy's a mountain.
Well, I'm hoping I may be able to figure out some weaknesses in this next battle.
Well, I think I've already caught the attention of that guy. If I can at least put up a good fight against this guy, we may get at least some sort of audience with him. So,
So while we're waiting, now that I've had time, I'm going to look around. I'm going to see if I see either Eldon or anyone from that group that I can remember from under the sewers.
Well, you actually do see Eldon is there.
Okay. I'll be back. I'm going to saddle my way over to him. Now, is there anything here? We buy cigarettes, cigars,
Everyone's
alcohol.
but there is some booze going around. You don't necessarily need to buy it. It's mostly that, but cigarettes and stuff. That's pretty much what you brought on your own.
All right.
So.
What I'm getting at is if I can buy something and bring it to him.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
no.
yeah.
All right.
You gotta
So
bring-
I'll just move my way over there. Now, is he with other people? Is he there? Does he appear to be there alone? Is he with his leader? That's
He's not with his leader, but he's with some other bottle straders.
All right. So I'm gonna get to where I can catch his eye and give him the shake of the head like come over this way.
Sort of gives a moment, and he sort of gives a one moment to the people he was with, and he walks over.
I'll move away so we're away from the crew he came with.
Yeah.
So Eldon, how'd it go? You took some heat. I'm aware of that. I appreciate that. I'd like to show a little appreciation to you for what you did.
Well, that depends what you're thinking about.
I'm thinking coin. And I'm going to hand him 30 coin. Does he take it?
He's looking at that, and there's a sort of a purse, sort of a ellipse on that and stuff like that. And he goes, "No, man, and it's not. Coin's not going to be enough on that. You got to understand, man. These streets are dangerous,
I get that.
and coin's not going to be enough. If I take coin on that, it's like I can be basically bought. No, man, you're going to
Okay.
have to owe me something."
Well, you know I do. You definitely know I do. So we're working on an idea. And we're going to potentially need some help. And your group seemed to be one that maybe would listen to you, at least the way you came across with that situation with me. Sounds like they might. Would you be willing to go to your leader and ask him if he'd be willing to split a grain shipment straight down the middle?
Grain shipment. You guys doing a grain job?
Shh. Yeah, we're working on one right now. We're thinking we may need cover, and it's worth half the load to make sure you guys are there to make sure the sewers are clear for us. Do you want to check with him and get me information?
He thinks about it for a moment.
Is that enticing enough?
It's going to depend where you guys trying to hit.
We're not certain yet, but we're thinking, and I'll tell him what streets we've moved on for the. Basically, I'm thinking from the point of the drunk to where we need to go.
Sort of thinks about that. It's like
Just that, if we can get it to that point, but we can get it in the sewers there. We'll have some of our own men. They need to get free move, and you bring yours. We'll split it straight down the middle. We're feeding people, Eldon. You know me. We got to keep this straight. Turn on this one. Not a good thing. People's lives.
yeah, but when it wasn't it you who always said that some people are more equal than others?
That is me. And that's what I'm thinking. And right now, that's you guys. I intend to make that us as well. If you don't trust your boss, which I respect, you don't trust your boss to follow through, don't put me in that spot. But if you think he's going to follow through.
This is definitely a talk role, but I'm trying to think of how you're doing this with your style here. You're being very clever here, so I think it's a talk cleverly role.
Talk cleverly. Can I put in a momentum from the pot, guys? All right. Excellent.
All means.
That is 2 successes.
Excellent.
Thank you. I'm gonna need it.
So he thinks about it. When you thinking of doing this run?
Sometime before
Well,
whatever day that is that's the end of the week shift.
let me talk to him.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to you.
Yep. I appreciate it.
And Duck, he says,
And
as
I drop
another
down as the
person goes flying as the Trebuchet once again. Trebuchet! Trebuchet! Trebuchet!
As we pull apart so he heads back, I'd say, Eldon, you got me. I got you. Nothing to do with sides.
You just sort
Family's family.
And
And I step away so he's got the ability to step back.
gotcha. So goes down, a few more rounds.
Do we see the Trebuchet fight more than that one time?
Yes. Oh well, you got that was the second
All right,
duck.
so I've only so I'm what I was getting at for my ability would be to study carefully, looking for a weakness that I might be able to give Angus that I'm not having to holler into the ring. But I'm guessing no, but you tell me if I can make a roll here to potentially help him in the
Well, not that round, because unfortunately we're talking with Eldon at that time.
and the
during
previous
fight.
round.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
I be able to?
You might be able to,
Yeah.
and during that round. So go ahead.
Yeah,
and,
just to study carefully, I guess, just to see if I guess what I'd be looking for is he stepping on one leg more than the other? Does he have one strong side?
Does it look like he was blown up in an explosion as a kid?
There's that radioactive blood in his veins. Is that what I see right now?
Is he getting greener?
Oh God, it's freaking Bane.
Oh my God! Is he just?
Oh God, the Harley
is,
version of Bane.
Is he
Oh my
just?
God.
Is he just chugging whale oil?
Have either of you two gotten to see the new Harley Quinn?
I
series?
have. It's so.
Oh my God,
It's
the
so
Bane
freaking
is
fun.
freaking hilarious in that
So
one.
freaking good.
Oh my God.
Study carefully. I got 2 successes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Gonna need it.
Yep, all that momentum. It's very clear he uses his size to his advantage. His main you're not certain. I mean, he has thrown punches. It seems that he's more focused on doing the performance because everyone knows him as the Trebuchet. He wants to do the throw. He wants to do the throw as the big thing and stuff like that. So even when it could be more to his benefit, you're thinking to just pummel the guy down to the ground and he could do it. He prefers to do it like the big pro wrestling, like, are you not entertained sort of big show of like picking up the guy, whirl him around, and throw.
He's a showman.
He's a
So
showman.
Angus, the two of us look and don't let him get his hands on you. Don't let him pick you up, obviously.
I'm gonna try and get his legs as soon as I can. Possibly get him on the ground.
Wrap him up. Sweep.
I want to.
Sweep.
Sweep the legs.
Sweep the leg.
Even just back of the leg.
All right. And this is where we get to it. You have one other fight. It's not noteworthy. I'm not going to have to bother rolling here, but you basically...
I'm just kidding.
So that means
I'm
we've
good.
got another Trebuchet fight. I am going to study carefully this time.
All right, go for it.
Nope.
Nope. It's basically, as far as
It's
you can
just the
see,
same
it's
thing,
the same
yeah.
thing. It's like, okay. And once again, duck.
Yeah. And so I'm assuming kind of the momentum that went in from Pedro's was the fact that we told him
Yeah.
some basic stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, I like it.
Can I study carefully as well, actually? Because I want to see if this guy actually... I think you said he's throwing punches, but is he throwing punches like someone who knows how to throw punches? I
Gotcha.
guess.
And what are your two foci? 3 foci.
I have Brawling, Intimidate, and Brewing.
Would brawling count
Brawling
as a
would
focus
count
for
as a
this
focus
role?
for this, yes.
So it's Fight and... Wait, no.
It's a
Study carefully.
Study carefully, but you could apply your brawling focus.
Nice.
Maybe.
Oh!
2 successes.
Okay. Perfect. So,
A little more momentum in the pool.
he knows how to throw a punch. It's
Darn.
it's very clear he actually knows how to throw a punch, but as I was saying,
He's more going for the- yeah.
He's going for the throw. He's going for his signature move.
All right.
It's clearly the height of the popularity. It's what the crowd wants, and
Give the crowd what they want.
give the crowd what they want. He's very much a showman. But the fact that he's the showman that has the strength and the skill to back it up, it's where it's getting a little dicey there. But yeah, comes down to the final round. You versus the Trebuchet. Everyone's
5'7" Angus Fallon.
Trebuchet, Trebuchet, Trebuchet. So what are your guys' bets?
So I got another question. Are the rings clean in between?
Is that what you're worried about?
No,
No.
we're thinking of spreading whale oil.
Yeah. No, what I was thinking
This
of.
side.
If there's any.
Oh
slipping
man, it's so
hazards.
explosive down here.
I'm going to bet 10 on it.
I'll bet 15 on Angus.
All right.
Don't
No
let me
pressure.
down, Angus. No
Don't
pressure, but shake it.
That was a pretty good pool.
So, literally looking up at the guy, little 5'7" Angus Fallon versus 7 foot.
7?
Yeah, I'm short.
Okay, now it really is punching almost 90 up.
near 7 feet tall and a wall of fucking muscle, the Trebuchet. So, you go first, which is not surprising.
All right, I'm gonna go right away. I'm gonna try to basically get by him and smack the back of his leg, trying to
Okay.
get him to kneel down.
Gotcha. And you're gonna spend
What momentum? Can I?
you have to-
1 equals 1. Yep. 1 equals 1, 3 equals 2.
Oh,
yeah,
Yep.
that's unfortunate.
3. Nice.
Ooh.
I've got 2 successes.
Yeah.
All right, 2 successes. So 1 stress to him. Boom! You get there. The knee doesn't quite buckle, but you're like, oh, cool.
It's odd here, but the kneecap seems to wrap all the way around.
You puncher!
And this is where I start spending a lot of chaos.
Oh god, I can't
Oh,
slow.
it's in the heel.
I can't spend momentum to negate it, right?
Oof. Oh,
my
Michael.
God.
2 2s and a 1. What the heck?
5 successes.
Oh, wait, can you spend void to soak or anything?
He can take. So here's the thing. It's only 1 because he's only hitting for 1.
Oh, okay.
But
My-
fist bucks, unless you have any bonuses or some certain things to increase it. fisticuffs are only doing 1 stress per hit.
Okay, all right.
You know, doesn't matter how well he's hitting. And I mean, this would be great if I was a player. I'd be generating so much freaking
Right.
momentum. It's not funny. However, that's not how I generate chaos.
Okay.
But
Oh, that's
it's
not good.
it's still.
No stress.
So you take 1
Stress.
stress, and it's
Good.
Oh,
Catch
no.
a good elbow to the jaw there.
yeah. You're like, oh no,
I made a horrible mistake.
Spend at least.
I don't
one
have the
momentum.
Grim Prospects truth right now.
Nope.
I've got this.
Nope.
What are you talking about?
He's got this. Don't worry.
I suddenly got the grim prospects.
Everyone else has it, but
it's like I bet so. I'm never gonna financially recover from this.
Don't roll the chip. Don't throw the chip. Don't roll the chip. Roll the dice.
Roll
It looked like you were shaking the chip in your hand. Ready to roll it. Yes.
4 successes.
Excellent. So that's still 1 stress, but you get him down to a knee. I will give you
How
that.
many?
3.
Yeah, 3. All right. So you got your max.
So you're
Well,
going
then-
to spend at least 2, which is 3 chips this round.
Well, he's got to go.
Yeah. So. So 3 dice. Let's do a round. Ooh.
You seem to have gotten in this round.
Avoid complication.
Okay. So you seem to have gotten him.
Yeah. He's there. He's on his knee. He's swinging at you, trying to bat you away, and he's trying to get up. So is basically
Okay.
what it is.
So think about this. He's still got to okay it, but
Right.
do you want to spend a void? Do you want to spend momentum to create a truth? Something like he's winded or he's
You can definitely do stuff like that.
What's my word here? Yeah, no, let's think quite that low because that'd be a little too strong. But or he's the word's not coming to me. Like confused, you know.
Dazed?
Dazed. That's thank you. The other side of confused.
Yep.
No, not really. I mean, those are good ideas, but
Okay.
at the moment, I'm fairly comfortable.
Let's do it.
I got 6 points of momentum right
Yeah.
now, so
I
I'm
would
feeling.
spend at least three of the momentum.
So
to
here's
get-
my question, because I don't really know how combat works in this game. Is it possible for me to basically just jump on his back and just chokehold him?
You can. You
I
could.
mean, I don't know how. I
Is
don't
that
know how
gonna be
tar-
brawling or dirty
It's
fighting.
still brawling.
It's
yeah.
still brawling. I want to see if I can get him to tap out.
Very good.
Because
All right.
I've gotten a couple good hits on him, but I don't think I'm going to be able to purely out-muscle him.
Yeah,
So,
no, I get that.
strategically speaking, I'm a smaller guy. If I can just get I got. It makes sense to me, gosh darn it. Okay. Well, that's 3 successes.
Okay, so you are up on him. You start choking, and
Nice.
he's there. He's like,
Any momentum from that?
Oh, that's 3, so.
You got 3 successes.
so two momentum.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's
I need to
there.
fight more often.
He's there. He's trying to. He's gonna try.
Angus.
So,
He's gonna try and grab you.
Throw you.
Yeah, he's gonna try and grab you.
well, I mean, even then, that would be
2, 3, 4.
So, a suggestion: you might add in with a void. You might create the truth slippery. You've been sweating. Is grabbing onto you. I don't know what it would do. I'm just throwing ideas out.
Yeah. There's always a possibility, but
I don't. Mechanically speaking, I don't know how that works.
okay. So
Well, I
truth-
understand creating a truth, but you've already made your roll. If I would think I'd have to do that before.
Well, void points don't necessarily fit in the turn economy, if that makes
Right.
sense.
The momentum has to fit the roll you made. You're not going to punch him, spend momentum to create a truth. I'm healed or something like that.
Yeah, well, that's it. Void point breaks the rules as far as like, oh yeah, I'm going to introduce this truth or something like that, regardless of what a roll could be or anything like that, or the turn action.
Do
economy.
what you like. I'm just throwing out
All right,
a
well,
possibility. I
Don't
know.
forget, you guys can also introduce truths as well, or do things to assist him in other ways.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spend that void point. I'm gonna do what Barry said. I've been sweating like crazy.
Yeah,
and there's probably.
so he grabs you getting you off his neck. But it's more it's too much of an awkward angle, and you are sweaty and it is slippery. You do slip out of his arms. You're not wrapping him anymore, but
Okay.
you definitely are
So
not
you're
in his
wrapped,
hold.
but you've
Yeah,
done-
yeah.
I would like to spend a void point with the two of us hollering and everything that's going on. I would like to try and introduce the truth. The crowd turns.
Okay. The crowd's going for eel puncher at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of the mumble. It's not screaming Trebuchet anymore. Maybe it's not him, but the crowd's changing sides. Maybe.
Yeah. So there's definitely, and even if they are going to start losing money, there are a number of them. It is starting to turn.
Right.
Crowd opinion is starting to go this way. It's like, man,
part of why
you got out of the grip of the Trebuchet. People are like going, oh man, no one's gotten out of his grip in a long time, and they're just starting to like, oh yeah, freaking eel puncher, man, eel puncher. Yeah,
And then what I'm hoping is with that new truth in place, that I can add to his role by doing a bold or forceful, because the way he talked basically started to pick up my yelling and
yeah.
Angus, and
Yeah,
try and get
yeah.
the crowd on my side.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm going to hopefully be able to add a
You
role
will,
to this.
you will be able to add you'll be doing a quote unquote assist. You'll be doing a I'm going to go do that as a talk boldly. You're definitely doing something bold.
All right.
Okay.
It's not a great role, but just success for me.
Yes. Excellent.
That is a 6, not a 9. Yep.
Oh no!
Oh, that's not good.
Oh shit!
But you got 3 successes.
I do have 3 successes.
And for now, I'm not going to
2
give.
complications. Wow.
Or here's the thing: either I can introduce complications, or if I can't think of anything right away, I can add 2 chaos per complication. Can't think of anything right. Well, actually, no. I do got a good thing. So here's where it's going to be. So, how much risk reward are you wanting out of this?
As little risk as possible and as much reward as possible. I mean, if that's the question. No.
I'm going to put it to you this way. If you're going to take the full for each complication, I'm willing to add a stress to the damage you do. However, it's going to leave you wide open, so if he hits you, it's going to hurt bad.
Bad though.
And if you do accept it, then I won't be adding chaos to my pile.
Do you have any more voice? We have one.
I have 2 void points, so I can. Forget it. Yeah, I'll deal 2 more damage to him
Okay.
and leave myself wide open.
Okay, cool. So
Superman punch!
he gets hit. You rock. The crowd's going freaking
I'm
wild.
gonna shout something out and say, "That's right, give him the eel." He's all like, "Oh, that's your signature now. You're welcome."
All right.
Alright, let's see what he got.
Let us see what he's got.
Oh, I got 2 momentum for that. Yeah, whatever I did. So
3. 3, sorry. Okay, that's a total of 3 successes. So he wallops you, and you take 3 stress.
ouch.
As he gives you a good solid, you knock him up. He comes back. He gives the freaking backhand to you as he just comes up and oh.
I definitely skittered to the ground for a second, then bounce back up. I can't do the whole ninja thing, but
You're like, what were those things? Those wobble weeble things you can punch, but they don't actually fall over.
the weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Yeah.
He's looking a little exhausted, but he's still got some fight in him for sure. How are you doing, by the way?
I mean, I'm at 4 stress. He's at either 4 or 5 stress.
He's at 4 stress.
I mean, I'm good to keep
All right.
I'm seriously considering.
Here we go. You can fight dirty,
Yeah, I'm.
If you
Can I spend a momentum to know what his maximum stress is before I fight her?
yes. His maximum stress is 8. He's halfway there.
And I can't spend.
If you
Okay.
if you give me 6 chaos, that'll give you 3 more dice. That means you will, if you hit him, you will do exactly 4 stress.
I mean, with 5 dice, I'm gonna. I think.
You would think.
I would think so.
You always got the void point. It gives
And-
him chaos, but that's...
Oh yeah, I can just void point to turn one of them into 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Have
Okay.
your 6 chaos.
And I will add my 6 chaos. 1, 2,
Outsider
3,
lane.
4, 5, 6.
Did you?
Um,
1?
I currently have. So that's 6 successes.
Excellent. And they would have enough so the hit is the hit that knocks him out. Go tell me how you take down the frickin' mountain. The champion that has not lost in nearly a year. How do you defeat the Trebuchet?
Well, I think that I'd probably start off with getting that back of the leg again, get him to take a knee for a second, and then he's probably got his hands up blocking. I'm going for the head, going for the head, going for the head. He's been able to block me pretty well, but then I take a step back to get him to release it just for a second, and then I go in for that second Superman punch, sending him into the crowd of guys directly behind him as the trebuchet falls. And
And despite the loss of money by a lot of people, there is still a cheer. As the crowd has been swayed to your side. Whatever you put in, multiply that by 5. That's what you got back.
I put 15.
You put 15.
Did you put?
times
I don't remember.
five.
If you
No,
had-
I didn't put
you
any
put
money
anything
in.
down? All right.
You didn't even think he was gonna win.
May I question for the game master? Not telling you how to do anything, just as a thought. Does he potentially have a new truth?
Yes.
Victorious!
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Underground fight champion.
Yo, 125 schmeckles.
Yeah, you could buy a pistol with that.
I don't need this one anymore.
Oh no, actually, you're 25 away from
Yeah.
getting a pistol. Oh,
I would like
sorry.
to sell this
So
to buy another one.
Alright, so is he actually knocked out or is he just dazed?
He's down. He's dazed. He's not fully out, but it's clear he's not got any fight left in him. So it's
Well,
yeah.
if he will take it, I'd like to offer him my hand.
Yeah, and it takes a moment, and he will take it. But you know, it's a little weird because he's way taller than you once you start pulling him. But yeah, so there's it's like, and he gives you a good solid pat on your back, which even that is enough to almost knock you over. But there's an applause going around,
Camaraderie
and the
between
man there
fighters, yeah.
sitting in the chair is applauds as well.
Good sportsmanship.
I'm gonna admit I want to save the conversation with him for the next session. So I think at
okay.
this point,
We're gonna
I
come
think
to a
this is a
close.
good with the celebration of the fight and everything like that. As they're going, eel puncher, eel puncher, eel puncher, eel puncher, and I think
I'm changing the their truth from underground fight champ just eel puncher. Is that okay? Is that okay? I think that's basically the same thing.
yeah, that's fine. I'll go with that.
And so for me, my question would be, I can't remember why we had him infiltrating or going to the fight.
We wanted a audience with the possibly
with the guy who's running it.
we wanted an in basically and
Okay.
fighting the champion
The head of the Battle Street gang
is at least going to get their attention.
yeah is the person who is there. That's
we
the guy.
know that to be the case.
Yes.
He is the,
Yeah.
So now, eyes are on him.
right.
Which
You do realize you have to do the talking
That's why I'm very glad we're going to have a little bit of time.
to think about it.
Yeah, because
Yes.
not only do I have to think about what to say, I have to make sure I'm
Not-
saying what my character would say.
Right.
All right.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. We value your support and would love to have you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all at NCRP Productions. You can also find our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, or wherever great podcasts are found. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave feedback and comments. And if you want to reach any of us directly, we are available at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.